The 80s. Poseidon, god of the sea, finds himself on the ultimate bender of a lifetime. Alongside him, his trusty hippie dick. The two traveled across the 7 seas, making their way to the most legendary surf spots imaginable. One day, Poseidon and the hippie dick found themselves out in Australia on a torrential day. Suddenly, everything changed when Poseidon and the dick were beamed by an intense light. When it passed, the hippie dick found itself alone. No Poseidon in sight. Depressed and confused, the hippie dick washed ashore the coast. But not just any coast, the Gold Coast. Years passed, and many locals tried riding the beast, and many failed. No one could tame the dick. No one. Until one day, one man did the unthinkable. Paul Fisher, professional surfer and house artist extraordinaire, rode the hippie dick like no other. History was made. Paul the Fish Fisher was born in Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia, sometime in the 80s. Paul Fisher came from a family of surfers and electronic music heads, sneaking into raves at 15 and becoming a professional surfer by 16. Paul was destined to become an international icon. In his surfing years, Fisher's first taste of virality came from his vlog, Fish Tales, featuring interviews from notable surfers, genuine moments of debauchery, and of course, his trusty hippie dick. Through his surfing years, Fish continued to develop his love for house music, noting, "I don't really listen to anything else. It's all house." Fish began pursuing house music more seriously, and in 2011 reconnected with his childhood friend, surfer, and fellow producer, Lee Seds Sedley. Together, the two launched Cutsnake. Influenced by artists like Lee Foss and Jamie Jones, Cutsnake aimed for atmospheric deep house and heavy tech house. Landing placements on 360 Recordings, Warner Records, Desert Hearts, and Insomniac Records, Cutsnake quickly found their way into the American touring circuit. From being featured on Mixmag's Lab series to playing Bang Bang San Diego, South by Southwest in Austin, Hard Day of the Dead Los Angeles, and taking to the seas with Holy Ship, Cutsnake became a familiar and recognizable name in the American dance scene. It's 2017. Cutsnake finds themselves on an absolutely feral lineup. Dirty Bird Camp Out West 2017 is revealed, featuring names like The Claude Von Stroke, Chris Lorenzo, Miha, Shiba-san, Walker and Royce, and of course the duo Cutsnake. It's a big one. In the summer leading into Camp Out West, Dirty Bird Records drops a new tune from an unknown alias, Fisher. The single, Ya Kidding, featured an original mix, a Solardo remix, and a Sebastian V remix. This was a massive cosign between Claude Von Stroke and Solardo. Everyone wanted to know who the hell Fisher was after this colossal release. Ya Kidding peaked at number 3 on the Beatport charts and held in the top 10 for 3 months. Camp Out was officially among us, and campers noticed an additional set was added. A special guest. Who could it be? The cat was out of the bag. Fisher took Camp Out by storm, playing a tech house filled set riddled with tons of ideas, his infectious personality, and unforgettable dance moves. Shortly after, Fisher and Dirty Bird followed with 2 more releases. The Oi Oi EP featuring Stop It and You Didn't, and the single Crowd Control. 2 massively successful releases. Hype for Fisher continued to explode, and by the end of 2017, Cutsnake had split. CITED's continuing Cutsnake as a solo project, and Fish pursuing his new Fisher project. A move that would completely change the electronic dance scene. It's 2018, and I'm losing it. Doubling down, Fisher launched his label, Catch and Release, with his tech house anthem Losing It. Fisher once again exploded, this time capturing the attention of every frat bro across the United States, every club DJ in Vegas, and every bedroom DJ across the 7 seas. Fisher was for the people. 2019, the people are partying. So much so, Fisher landed the GOAT slot at the GOAT stage at the world's biggest festival, Coachella. Seemingly, Fisher was unstoppable, riding high, playing clubs and festivals around the world, and smooth sailing. That is, until the EDM echo chamber attacked. EDM elitists discovered the power of right-clicking on Spotify. This right-click provided them with a series of options. Did they add the song to the queue? No. Did they go to the song's radio station? No. Did they go to the artist page? No. Did they click show credits? Yes. And with the clicking of the song credits, uncovered a second additional producer, Christopher Lake. The Normans, snobs, and elitists had a new talking point and loved to berate the Fish and his fans any possible chance. 2020, and the world gets weird. Not in a good way though, like we all stayed inside, no live music, things were intense. The music scene across the entire spectrum is devastated. No one really knows what to do. During the pandemic, Fish got hitched, took to TikTok, continuing to spread his shining personality, and Catch and Release began to pop off, thriving with releases from Andrea Oliva, Deeper Purpose, Volcoder and Sam Supplier, and Little Fritter. There was tons of energy brewing. Finally, July 2021, Vintage Culture, Fancy Inc., and Roland Clark released their chart-topping Pandemic Reflection, Free. Catch and Release is number 1 on the Beatport charts. Live music begins to stabilize, and TikTok becomes a weapon for anyone and everyone. TikToks of Fisher surface featuring absolutely insane IDs. Demonic energy is high in the house scene. Riding high, Fisher releases Just Feels Tight. Quite literally a tight, driving tech house banger. Fisher talk continues to erupt. House talk begins to explode. Everyone is partying, and 120 to 130 BPM bops is what the people crave, becoming the norm throughout clubs in the United States. 2022, the year we are in right now. Palm Beach Banga, It's a Killa, and Yeah the Girls all top the Beatport chart. Fisher and all 18 other Catch and Release artists pushed the label into the number 23 position for label of all time on Beatport. Today, Fisher is one of the biggest artists in tech house, putting in a decade's worth of work between Cutsnake, the Fisher Project, and Catch and Release. In no way is Fisher an overnight success that EDM know-it-alls claim him to be. Whether you like the music or not, Fisher is a huge player and icon in the scene that will continue to positively foster the growth of the genre. If the Fish is considered mainstream, that only means that the unknown DJ of Dirty Bird Camp Out West 2017 is guiding the masses to the feral world of house music. So, who is Fisher?
Looking at poo in a portaloo on the mushrooms is gnarly.
Downtown Indianapolis, having a good time with the ladies, with the boys.